weeks ago, I was growing this beautiful delphinium bloom, and it had several flowers, and it was blue, and I saw something similar to this butterfly, and it had a blue tail, and I was so mesmerized by it because you hardly ever see blue things in the garden, and my husband wanted a blue flower, so I bought it, and the butterfly loved that plant, and soon it flew off, and soon the bloom was spent, so I deadheaded it, and it's growing new flowers at the base of, or new leaves at the base of the delphinium. However, I haven't seen any new blooms. But here we have a visitor today. I don't know if it's the same one or a different one. I don't even know what species this is. But that's what I mean about more wildlife in the garden as you plant more variety of plants and flowers. They'll bring these pollinators. This one is still alive. It's been here since yesterday afternoon. My kids found them yesterday. But it's staying very still right now, but just a moment ago it was kind of, its wings were kind of going from side to side, so I'm not sure if it's just taking a rest overnight, and I hope nothing swoops down to get it. So I've transplanted my mother's basil into this garden bed, and today I spent the morning putting Sonia sunflower seeds into different garden beds and pots, and lemon queen sunflowers, and I put some herb seeds in my herb garden, my new Bell & Country herb garden. For some reason it never came up, so I don't know if it didn't have enough water, enough sunlight. I don't know what the situation is, why nothing bloomed in that bed. So this is the other garden bed. So there it is, and some basil from last year popped back up, and I tried to throw a tomato in here, but I don't think it's gonna make it. It wilted too fast. It's too hot in the season. And lots of nasturtium, some other basil cuttings that I put into this bed here. So hopefully things will start popping up, otherwise I'm going to have to keep reseeding. I put some brassica seeds in there. They're just starting, but this really isn't the season for it. I harvested a lot of peppers, except I missed this one for some reason, and that red one. And what I'm doing is fertilizing the plant in a moment, because after you harvest all the fruit, then you're supposed to fertilize it, because this one was overwintered and it's been looking very yellow and not very lush for some reason. It's suffering for some reason. That sunflower there is growing quite tall. It's now taller than myself, and it's finally made its flower head. Here's another basil cutting from my mom. This variety is the Thai variety, I think. It's officially the Thai variety. I think all this time I've been calling my other one Thai, but I think that one's really the cinnamon basil, which I love the scent as well. Another thing I wanted to share with you today, isn't this beautiful? It's bright orange, and as these other petals unfurl, it's going to be even larger and rounder and more bright orange. Here's another. Here are a couple others which are going to be orange. That orange one, I think that's an orange one. Hopefully the other ones are different colors, because what happened was I took the tip and I propagated the tip branches into the ground, so that's what's giving me all these orange ones. But I'm pretty sure there are other seeds that were in there of other colors. Spent quite a bit of time deadheading these calendula yesterday, and now these other ones are going. I think it's kind of getting too warm for them, so they're kind of going fast. So I wanted to share with you my beautiful. Here are some beautiful Asiatic lilies. I love these. I got a couple on clearance last year, and like I said, they keep coming back and they're worth buying. But this year, usually the plant costs about $9 or $12. But this year I saw it at like 15, 16, 18, something like that, which is significantly much more expensive that I couldn't afford. Oh my goodness. Can't wait till these kind of keep multiplying so that I can have more. Here's another one. It hasn't yet set bloom or buds. Oh, my Brayburn apples are doing fantastic. I know I'm supposed to thin them out, but I just love how that looks, and I hope it doesn't. I kind of tied it up so that the branch wouldn't break. And here's the other one. I think that's the Granny Smith. So this delphinium doesn't look too hot. The leaves got a little bit burnt, and things have been pecking on it, which I think like white flies and stuff. However, it's growing new leaves at the bottom there. I harvested one of the apricots yesterday. It was quite bright orange on the top, but the bottom was slightly greenish yellow. So I gave that first one to my son. He loved it, but he said let it ripen a little more, so I'm gonna let it do that with this one. It's just kind of like you don't want birds to get to it before you do, or some other animal, which that's my problem here in the garden. I've been plagued with squirrels eating all my pomegranates and knocking them down, birds knocking down plants, because as they land on it they get too heavy for the branch, and the branch kind of breaks or falls. So at this moment I'm just kind of enjoying the abundance and the success of growing things. There's a beautiful papaya. So I know that they have to be protected because they like to be sheltered under a bigger plant and in the understory as they grow. So I know they like light, but I really don't know what are the best conditions for them, because when I almost ignore them, then they make it well, and then when I try to give them extra care, they die. So I don't know if it's the watering. I still don't know. I'm going to harvest these lettuce seeds pretty soon. As more of them bloom, I'm gonna just take the whole thing, bag it in a paper bag, and cut off the top. My yellow mums are starting to bloom. I can't wait. Lots of Mexican limes on this tree here. This one I had one of the first citrus plants I ever bought, probably the first, because I wanted to have a variety of citrus. And it's doing quite well. I probably need to trim some of the inner branches. I've just kind of let everything go the way it wants to naturally. I'm not very good at trimming things. Like I said, the more I leave papayas alone, and they like to be sheltered, so in this very deep pot meant for a fruit tree, I threw in some seeds for papaya, and look at how they're doing. And there's a Malabar spinach from very old seeds about 4 years ago or 3 years ago. So they're coming back. So then my seeds are still very viable. Here are some figs starting to pop up, and I'm losing my tags for my figs, so I don't know what variety this is. I know it's not the panache, because the panache has distinctive fruit colors, so I'm not sure which one this is. And here's my persimmon. It's doing really nicely. It got a little bit burnt or dried, but it's still doing very well. I can't wait to have this beautiful tree in my garden. So, like I said, Planting a variety of plants will bring about lots of wildlife and lots of abundance, lots of beauty,
What's that?
lots of food, lots of beauty. Beautiful. Well, there's the beautiful butterfly. Look at its beautiful tail. It is gorgeous. If anyone knows what kind of butterfly this is, let me know. I hope it's not a moth. It's so gorgeous. Hi everyone. So recently I purchased some perennials from Bluestone Perennials, and they have a huge selection of perennial plants. You can also go to bluestoneperennials.com, which every Friday they offer their plants, certain plants, for 50% off. And luckily I went through there to get the 50% off, because I do love some of the beautiful plants in their catalog, but at full price it's kind of pricey. And when I got the plant, it was about in a 2-inch pot or something, and it was very small. It was healthy, sort of, but dried out. But that price for a little plant is just a bit much for me. But if you want to get different kinds of perennials that you wouldn't find at your local big box store, then this is the right place for you, because they have different perennials in different shades and different shapes, and they have a huge selection. So you can get them from the catalog if you want specific ones, or which makes it worth it, because some of these things you never see at the big box stores like this. This is so beautiful. Or you can look at their 50% off every Fridays, and you can select from those, and they'll even hold your order for a little bit if you want to add to your order. But they have a huge selection of plants, and they're all perennial, so they come back year after year. And I'm going to show you what I ordered. And I would have ordered more, except that at some point it gets really, really pricey when you add it up, even at 50% off, because 50% off of $15.95, that's still $8, and for a smaller plant than you would get at the big box store. But still, it's a great deal, and I acquired some plants. I would like to get more, but I wish there was a cheaper way. This is being shipped all the way from Ohio, so and they did put it in nice cardboard, and it didn't get bounced around, jostled around and stuff. And even if it did, it would stay in place because of the way they packaged it. And so when I ordered the plants, it came with a little envelope that tells you how to care for the plants before you put them into the ground. So you're supposed to, this tells you how to prepare the ground, the gardening guide, planting instructions. So the day before, so the plants come in a biodegradable container. So the night before, or the day before, you soak the pots, the biodegradable pots of plants, in water. Then the next day when you plant them, you can plant them completely with the pots and everything into the ground, and eventually soil organisms will break down that cocoa coir type of biodegradable pot, and then your plants will succeed. So it has a lot of tips here, and I plan on putting the rest of the plants into the ground, and hopefully they will thrive and get huge like my pineapple salvia that I bought from the big box store. So I love it so much. And recently I found some plants that looked like Monarda, or it could be this other type of plant. It doesn't have the scent like Monarda. It looks like a pink flamingo color. It's called King of something, but anyway, that plant's really pretty. And I got some petals, and I believe it could be seeds from it. I also got some cuttings, so I hope I can propagate it. So we'll see what happens, and I will show you if it does bloom. Now, as you can see, I only ordered 2 Veronicas, Giles Van Hees and Aspire. So I got one of the Aspire, and then I got 3 of the Giles Van Hees, which means that some of my order wasn't correct, because the number of plants is about right, but the variety isn't correct. So that means I'm missing some plants from here. I know I got the Armeria Astilbe, I'm not really sure how you pronounce that, and the Coreopsis, and I got the Echinacea Cantaloupe, but not the Kismet, which was the one that I love, but still it doesn't count for, so I'm not really sure. I gotta go through all my plants again, and so we'll see what happens. But this is a great site if you love perennials and if you want to acquire specific varieties. Go to this site and look for the various plants. Look through request the catalog, and then or go to bluestoneperennials.com, because like I said, every Fridays they offer specials, and you can get a lot of beautiful plants that you would not normally see. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share with others, and I hope that I can grow my channel. If you like my content, please support me. Thank you. So today I'm going to show you my unboxing and my purchase of plants from bluestoneperennials.com. Bluestone Perennials, obviously these plants are perennials. They come back year after year. So I bought 19 plants. Some bulbs are included in there. And this is how they look, how they're packaged. So let me pull this out. Pink. I can't think and do stuff at the same time. Hold on, let me open the rest and then we'll unbox it. Okay, so I unboxed the plants out of their boxes, and let's go over what I got. So I got some Penstemon quartz rose, so it's going to be a pink colored flower. Coreopsis. I hope that a little bit of water will make this look better. It says that they're 100% guaranteed, so we'll see. It came kind of pretty dry in that pot. This one was a little bit well watered. And this one is the Veronica. So I got a pink one, and I believe that's the pink one, Giles Van something, and Veronica, Giles Van Hess. So, not sure if one is pink and one is purple. And then I got this Armeria Daydream. So what happened was I was at Lowe's and I saw an armeria. I saw an armeria plant at Lowe's and I was like, what is that? And I didn't buy it when I was there, and it was only 5 something, but it was bigger, in a bigger pot, like twice as big, and it had flowers already. And then I came back home and I looked up, what is that kind of plant? Is it invasive? Is it poisonous? I wanted to check. So I looked it up, and they have pretty flowers in their perennials. And I didn't buy it at the time, and I thought these plants that I'm ordering, which are around $7 and $8, sometimes $9, would be like bigger, thinking they were the same size, but they're a lot smaller. And they're in this cocoa coir pot, so I guess that helps make it lightweight. And let's see, so these are kind of a little expensive, and I had to pay for shipping and handling. Now, they're perennials, so if they live, they should come back year after year, which is what I'm looking for. So this is Heuchera Timeless Glow Coral Bells. So it looks like delphinium, but it's going to be a different type of plant. And I think it's got pink flowers for that one. Echinacea Cantaloupe, so it's going to be a peachy colored flower. Echinacea. Some of these, the plants look like they're very tender, and I hope that they make it, because in the SoCal sun it may not. And these shipped from Ohio. So this is Buddleia Princess Pink, and this isn't looking too hot. I don't know, but then it may, I don't know, it's brown right here, so I hope it makes it, because over here it is green and it gets brown, so hopefully, I hope it makes it. And this one, I don't know why it has to be so small, but I guess for shipping it should be light enough, I guess. But it makes it, when it's so small, it has less of a chance of surviving. If it's lush and big, it lives better, has a better chance of living. A Steel Bee Visions, I forgot what color that one is. And this is another Veronica, Aspire. This is kind of odd because I didn't order that many Veronicas. And Veronica Giles Van Hess. So I got 2 of the same order, and I know I didn't do that. So unless they gave me some kind of extra plant. Echinacea Sunny Days. It's going to be a yellow one. Sunny Days. And it has little blooms already. 1, 2, 3, and a 4th one over there. And here we have Leucanthemum Sunbeam. So I believe it's also a yellow flower. I could be wrong, it could be white. And Monarda. I have a Monarda already in my garden, but I like the smell of it, and it attracts bees. Hopefully, what do you call it? Hummingbirds as well. Monarda Cherry Pops. So it's going to be a bright red, kind of pinkish, but it's kind of a little burnt. So I knew that I was ordering bulbs, and the bulbs are kind of like on sale. So this is the Dahlia Hawaii, and it would have normally been like $10 or something like that. So I got some bulbs, and I think they're 2 bulbs each, and it was like about $5 or $5 to $7, because some of them were 25% off, some of them were 30% off. So this one is really gorgeous. I love the colors. And Dahlia Joey Joshua, and it's got the with the pink or red, so that's really pretty. 2 bulbs to a bag, and here I've got Dahlia Mystery Day. That's really pretty. I've seen it at the at Lowe's, a full plant with that pretty bloom, and it was like $18 to $25 for a pot, but the pot was like, I think like a 10-inch pot, and I couldn't get myself to buy it, so I'd rather get the bulbs. Lilium Sixth Sense, that's really pretty. And similar to it is this Lilium Magic Star. So I thought those were gorgeous. And then this one, I didn't think it was going to come in a bulb form. I thought it was grown, like already grown, but it was like a picture of this, I guess. And this is Calla Lily Majestic Red. And it has the kind of like speckled leaves, which are really pretty. And yeah, so I love perennials. Some of these don't look too hot. I hope they survive, but I'm gonna plant them right now into the garden so that I can have perennials that come back year after year. And that's the whole point, is I want more plants, and I want to attract more bees and hummingbirds, and some of these smell really good, so I'm going to be busy in the next few moments.